How are you doing, gardeners? Ed Snyder with Fresh Picked Acres of Kansas. I'm happy to have you along today. Today we're talking about Delia and I's journey of grafting tomatoes day 1 through 7. You get a chance to see how the tomatoes performed and how they looked each day, and what was the highs and the lows and things like that, and my mistakes on my very first batch. And I did make a mistake. And we also learned a little bit of something about our healing chamber. So let's start first off and talk about the healing chamber that Delia and I have. I think it's a good one. I don't have a problem with it. That being said, there is and that healing chamber works for the amount of space that we have in that particular room. So we're going vertical, and we're using one of those plastic, Craftsman type of shelving units, and we have it wrapped in plastic. We can darken it. We can do that. We have, and I do like my reptile humidifier. That's good. Everything's good. That being said, everybody's got a little different system. Some people are going to use a dome and they're flat. That's one way, which does not correlate with ours. Other people like K-State, they actually have a table. They build hoops using 1x4s, 1x3s, and hooped it and put plastic over the top of it. I think that is probably the Cadillac version from what I'm seeing. Of course, I'm not there, so I don't know their pitfalls on it. I think every system has a do and a don't, if that makes sense. Everything has a do and a don't, and here's why ours has its challenges. With ours being tall, mistake number one is we put 3 on the top and 2 on the bottom, and our humidity comes in from the top, and I think I just about killed one of my flats of tomatoes, and they still look pretty rough today, even though I think they're alive. I think they're a little rough. The reason I almost killed them is I don't think some humidity could get through the top layer. So once we moved things around and put 3 on the bottom and 2 on top, where we had a little more movement, I think we're a lot better on that level. So I got to laugh at myself, and you screw up. But we got stratification in temperature. I think there's a little stratification also in the humidity. I think also the fact is that our machine is probably going to run a little more frequently because, humidity's here and then down here, so it's going to change and it's going to have to turn on. And as soon as it comes on, there's some pros and cons to it. The good news is it was good for saving space. That was the good part about our healing chamber. Next thing I'm going to at least go and say about the process is don't be in a hurry for them to heal. It's like watching water boil. You have to give it time. I think on day 4, I took them out for a little while, and they look so good. I'm thinking, man, I think they're starting to take the light. I wanted to get them in the light. What we had to do is get the light to them because we're in an indoor facility. If you have a multi-million-dollar K-State type of university that can put money into a nice heated high tunnel or greenhouse, then you have natural light. But we don't have that. We actually have a non-heated high tunnel, and we're doing it inside of our heated building, which is nice, but we need to add some supplemental light. So there's some variables, and I think everybody's got to go through it. Let me at least say that the first 2 days, you just need to go ahead and don't even bother. Just make sure that they're getting their humidity. Make sure that's okay. Keep it dark. Let them go through that part. Day 3, we can start opening up allow a little ambient light into it, depending on your situation. Whether you're using 50% shade cloths, you can maybe remove 1 shade cloth. Day 4, we're thinking more about, okay, we're going to just remove more of our shade cloth or covering, allow a little bit more ambient light to come in on the plants, and you're just going to have to keep your eye on it. Day 5 is about the first time I think that you can actually start really venting them. It may, in my system, let me make that point. It's going to change on my system. Day 5 is about the time that I can kind of start lowering the humidity down. Again, I don't think they're really ready on day 5 yet to open up the curtain. I think I started to say that, but it's really more about go ahead and start removing the humidity down a little bit. See how they start to do, because now we got ambient light. Temperatures are going to change inside because we have more light coming in, but we can start to reduce it. Day 6, I think we can go ahead and a couple times throughout the day do a little bit more opening of it, but without taking them out of the chamber. Let some fresh air into it. I don't mind doing a little bit on day 4, a little fresh air, let them feel that, get them used to that. We definitely don't want to have mold coming in, being a part of it, and disease and things like that. That's what we're doing this for. Or any root growth by the scion itself. So we don't want that happening. Day 6, day 7, it felt really good. And we're now day 8, 9, and we're done with the humidity altogether. The plants that are growing are doing great. I will say that through opening and closing my curtain, I accidentally knocked off one of my tops that was actually living, and unfortunately I killed another plant. So it is what it is. There ain't nothing I can do about it. I tried to put it back on, but everything's so soft right now from the humidity. I thought, well, that was lost. So they're alive. They're getting fed now from underneath, but they're not healed, right? So we got to be careful still. We got to take them out. Don't give them too much air, but I think they are feeding themselves and everything's doing pretty good, but they are still tender. I'm going to feel a lot better when I start to see them clips open up from growth, and that's what we need, is we need growth, and let that scar tissue become vascular tissue, because we got a little vascular tissue happening right now. So sit back, kind of watch our process, and if you like these types of videos, hit that like button and subscribe and come grow with us. Okay, so it's been an hour and a half, and we're going to come out. We decided we'd come back out here and check these and see if we've made any improvement. It says it's 98%. Delia, how does these look on top? Because these were the worst of them up here.
I think they look a little better.
Let me pull the camera in. There's a little bit better. Yeah,
that one may not
poor
make
little
it.
guy.
Yeah, that one may not make it.
Let me pull the camera over here. We're talking about something.
These here definitely look good.
Yeah, so these, but I don't know though. It's going to take them all like that guy.
Yeah,
he's fighting.
Yep.
That guy maybe no, but look at how much better that maybe some of these are looking. Some of them.
Yep. Some of them are perky, those.
Yeah, those look really good. Those are the ones I must have done, huh? Yeah. Well, I do know this for a fact. That one's mine because I did shove it in first in there yesterday because mine was all dying, I thought so. But we went up to 98%. I think it's better. What do you think?
I think they look better.
And I think, we're going to have to see. I'm really anxious. There it goes again because we opened it up. So we'll come back out, but I think we can leave him. I think they're a little happier, especially this side over here too, because it wasn't as bad as this one, but it was bad. And it was bad. But these are looking pretty snappy right now.
And I'll disagree with you. That one and there's yours because we put the first ones down there. So this one's yours.
Oh, all right. Listen to her.
Correct.
All right, she's going to correct me. All right. Well, maybe it's all me. So, all right. So I just posted a video of our first 36 hours, and I'm getting into the afternoon of day 2. And by golly, these plants need to be showing whether or not they can do it or not. It's time for them to ship up or shape out, right? So shape up or ship out. But they are. They're looking very well. it's hard to imagine that even this one, which was looking so pitiful, I think we're going to start seeing these guys start taking off a little bit on their own. Okay, gardeners, well, here we are, day 3. It's time to make a few changes around here. Our humidity set at 98%. There's something we have to do and start getting these plants starting to grow. Get them going. We're 60 degrees in our room. Let me go ahead. We are going to go ahead and take off the front of our blackout curtain here, and going to start allowing some sunlight into here. I'm going to take the window off. We're going to allow some passive light to start hitting our plants. They need to start growing per se. Again, we have our mister. We're going to leave the humidity where it is for now, to not stress the plants out at all. Just go ahead and leave the humidity up for a few hours. Let's look at the plants, and we need to start getting more daylight in here passively. And then a little later today, I'll take this curtain off as well. Set this here. So now we're offering more daylight into our plants, letting them do it. By a little bit later on today, we'll start introducing a little more light, and then it's time. We're going to have to start backing off our mister here and start lowering the humidity. They need to start growing on their own. We don't want them to be dependent upon the mister. They need to be more aggressive growing themselves. So we're on day 3, and this morning we opened this up, and I actually took the humidity down to like 96%, and that isn't a lot, and a big change. But we opened up, we got everything opened up here, letting some sunlight in. But for whatever reason, it's bending over. They're looking pretty bad. So we're going to go and close it back up, take the light off of it, or get the light off a little bit, and raise that up to 97%, and it's actually reading 98. But it's so we did raise up the thing. We'll take the light off of it a little bit, put this shade cloth on, but we do still leaving those curtains open because they do need to be able to get some form of light, convincing them it's time that you guys got to start earning a living. Okay, well, we are changing a little bit here. We have taken off our cloth, allowing a lot more sunshine. We got those two that are facing the window right there. We have our mister off, and we have now put our plants underneath some grow lights right here. We're going to monitor them. This is not a done deal. This is a monitoring situation. But yet, in order for the graft to actually attach to each other, the scion and your rootstock, they have to grow. That's where light comes in. They have to have that light so that they will start to actually bond in a little bit. Now we have a sprayer, so we can kind of keep them moist, but there's actually quite a few of them that have surprised us. That they've kind of lifted up. That they've lifted up there. So we're not too bad, guys. Look at that. That there one's almost 100%. I'm not saying I'm not going to put it in the books yet, but this particular flat is almost 100%. Now this one broke right there, but it's not too bad. got a guy here kind of struggling, but you know, he still has some leaf opening, which gives you some kind of hope. So anyway, there we go. We'll give him a little help. We'll keep our eye on him. Well, our little plants don't like coming out here to they're really wilting. I think what we'll do, Delia's hit them with a little bit of water, but I think we better go ahead and get them. We got the cover off, but we'll go ahead and get the chamber going again here. No reason to challenge them that much. I think they, you know, so they're starting to respond a little bit, but they also need, they're not quite ready yet. They're not quite ready. So let me go ahead and fire this up, get them back in here, and try to revive the dead. Okay, I'm at 66%. I'm going to raise these rascals back up to 93%, and I gave them a little shot of water, the poor little boogers. They're not quite ready yet, but we do have the top. No, we do not have our shade cloth over the top of them. They do need to get some light in there, and we'll see what they look like after lunch. Delia has certainly been in here, and Myra, some of these are looking pretty good, and I think they're doing well. We just got to convince them that this is not their future. So, all right, well, we'll keep going here, and we'll see where we're at. Well, we're still kind of fighting these plants a little bit here. They need to be getting some sunlight. So, but we ended up putting the humidity back on. It's gonna be fogging here pretty soon. Doing a little bit of spraying. You know, they looked a lot better this morning, and we got pretty cocky on it and moved them out, but they weren't ready for that yet. You know, we moved them out into the room. It's still inside the room. We thought we'd get underneath the lamp and all that, but they needed, you know, we're getting some lights. The lights will turn off. They are set up, so you know, they're looking pretty good, really, but we just, you know, they're not ready to take that leap yet, but we got to get some light into them. That's the only way it's going to fix the, you know, grow on the scion for that scar tissue. It's scar tissue that becomes vascular tissue on your cut. Scar tissue of your cut becomes vascular tissue, and the only way we can do that is for them to want to grow, and they do that through light, and that's what we're doing. So I think I just heard it turn on. So yep, there she goes. She's fogging up again, and that's okay. I did open it up just a second ago here, just to give a little squirt of water on the top too, and but I think they're coming. You know, they're gonna get going. They're just feeling sorry for themselves right now, but it's a much better day outside, getting some work done out there, but we are giving them light right now. This is day 4. We're giving them light. Good morning, everybody. Well, it's day 5 here at the germination chamber, and we have our lights set up in here, and I'm going to show you that here in just a second. Before I do, I had to raise the humidity up a little bit yesterday, so I'm going to change the humidity down. It's day 5. They need to be getting off of the higher humidity. We made a mistake. I made a mistake yesterday, so I'm going to hold the Inkbird for 3 seconds until it flashes, and I'm going to take this down right now to, why don't we go and try 89% and see if that helps there. And if I can, I'll take it down a little lower later. So 89.890. I'm going to hit set, and it will go back. Yeah, I didn't hold it long enough. There we go. We're just going to take, there we go. So now I'm at 89%. There's our plants, if you can see in there. A lot of them have recovered nicely. you'll see that we got our lights on again. And again, I don't want to disturb them. I'm not going to change anything. We'll air them out a little bit later. Get some oxygen, change the air out. But they're looking pretty good again, just like they did yesterday before I took them out. And I think where I made the mistake yesterday was making a change, but also adjusting the humidity along with it. What I should have done yesterday was just simply get the lights on and keep the humidity relatively high for that change. So what we've done so far, we've gone 2 days of total darkness, and that's fine. High humidity, total darkness, 89 or 99% humidity type of a thing. Day 2 or day 3, where we did take the front off of here and started offering some ambient light, and then yesterday we took everything off, so there was no there was nothing covering our chamber. But where I made a mistake is I took the plants out of the humid area while making a change. And what I should have done is just went in, added the lights, but kept humidity up for a little bit. Like today, I'm not touching anything. I've already taken down the percent of humidity we're going to have in there. And now it's just going to be up to the plants. They need their light. They need to grow. They need to be seeking the light. And right now we're at 84%. Now, yeah, everything's kind of changing already. So keep the humidity up a little bit, but just dropping it. But I think they're doing pretty good. I hope they start, I'm going to be real happy when you start seeing that new growth on the plant and seeing them go start looking for a light like these would. These plants are looking for a light. So it's 9 o'clock, and I've been coming, and when me and you first came here on day 5, it was 6:15, and I've been slowly trying to lower my percent. I have it set at 87 and a half now, and the temps or the humidity's dropped down to 78%, but it is on, so it's going to come back up. But I've been trying to watch this. I also added a little water to the base of my trays, which it's not perforated. It will hold water, and I'm just watching them, and they're still a little floppy. So I guess I better leave it at 87.5% for now. I really want to get that humidity down, but not at the cost of the plant. But sooner or later, I know that we needed to go ahead and get some water in the roots. That's what is getting a little bit. The last time they were watered was the day before we began to work with them. So the roots themselves probably needed a little drink of water, and I'm hoping it's going to help out. Start transferring some stuff up to the scion and stuff like that. Definitely got some good things happening, but it's, I guess you can say a watch pot doesn't boil. Well, that's kind of where I'm at right now as I'm watching the pot. Gardeners, it's about 4 p.m. on day 5. So looking at it, I have adjusted this down to 87.5%. I know it's higher than it is right now. I did spray some water on some of these. Some of these guys are kind of feeling sorry for themselves. Some of these guys are looking really nice. Some of them are looking great. And they're, so we're at don't want to say we're at a crossroads. I don't want to say we're at a crossroads, but we are hopefully going the right way. Just want to give up. We've been checking on them quite a bit. This is the first time I sprayed all day, just to give you an idea. Any water. So I do have it at 87.5%. Right now it's registering 83, like I said, or 93, just because I probably got water sprayed on the control there. So it's going to stay wet for a little while. But it will change. And we'll see how we do. Good morning, gardeners. It is day 6 on our plants. Let's, they're looking pretty good. We're getting ready to go to town. They're still up. They're still up. I tell you though, I'm going to go ahead and let's adjust this down here. There we go. And let's take this down to about 80. Let's take it down to about 84. And there's 84%. I have to make a trip into town. I see my plants are still up. I'm looking forward to seeing a little bit later. We're going to get them some air later, but with me going to town, I don't want to change too much right now. But yeah, we have plants up. They're getting light. We need them. I think they're starting to, we're going to be checking some scion growth and stuff. There's some that are flopping over. I've heard that if they're going to die, you're going to know by now. So we're going to find out here later on today. But let's go. I'm getting lucky here. I'm getting ready to tour a farm. And I look forward to meeting that gentleman. And he's a big strawberry farm. And I look forward to visiting his operation and learning something. All right, gardeners, we're still on day 6. And, but I want to go ahead and I reduced the humidity and they're still alive. So I want to go ahead right now and do 30 minutes, no humidity, open the door, don't add any humidity, open this plastic up and just let them kind of adjust a little bit to some moisture. So let me unplug this. So now I don't have that, and we're just going to go and open it. Don't have to go crazy. They're not looking too bad. What do you think, guys? So this was sitting at 85%. Look at that. It's still a sauna in there. I'm going to come back in 30. There's still some plants that's kind of questionable. Like, will this guy make it? It don't look very good. Things like that. That guy, maybe not. We're going to find out. I mean, but we have plants that are working very nice. And we just need them, you know, when we look at them, we just need them to start growing. Let's give them a 30-minute window here. Let's get some humidity off of them. We do have the grow lights on, and then I'll come back in here and we'll plug it in. I think what we're going to try to do is do 30 and then an hour, let them kind of rebound and do another 30, 35, maybe 40, just depends. And just start working on them. But there's quite a few plants that are standing upright. This is a change. Like that one right there. That one's obviously standing upright. Same way with some different ones. That guy stand up. So we have some. Now what's the wind loss right now? I couldn't tell you. I wish I could tell you. 30 minutes later, you know, not too bad. Not too bad. I see a lot of green leaf. I see a lot of green. Looks like I'm going to give them a little bit of steam again. Let them kind of recuperate, but got them up there. You notice something here, folks? Look at how they're starting to respond to the light. It's happening. These old rascals, they're saying, well, maybe life is worth living after all. All right. So I got down to 67% humidity. It is a humid day out. Currently right around 70. It is a humid day. We'll let them get a little bit of moisture. I think I'll come back out here and give them a little bit of time and let them think about life per se. kind of like we all do when something bad happens, like cutting off your rootstock. So no, these have made the big jump here. I'm gonna go so far as say that this is the first good jump, day 5 to day 6. This is day 6. This is the first good jump I've seen them actually make. You know, they're fine. They're obviously getting some growth from the rootstock. I did water yesterday. That probably didn't hurt me any. But I think it's also getting the light on them and that type of thing. We are seeing the promised land. And I'll go ahead here and come back a little later and let them recuperate here. And we'll add a little more time to their schedule. One more time today of cutting off the humidifier. I'm sitting right now set at 84%. It's 72 in there right now, but 84 is the set point. So we'll see exactly what happens, but I think they came out pretty good on that. All in all, I'm pretty happy with it. Delia can come in here and verify it didn't kill the plants, so I'm certain she's happy about that.
Well, they're still alive.
They're still alive, and they're actually, this one's pretty easy to see, but you see how many's actually standing up right now. They have their leaves that are broad. Now,
so that you reduce the...
Yep, I'm at 84% right now. So, all right, folks, let's go ahead and I'll let you go. Me and Delia will continue to talk. All right, gardener. So, I'm on day 7, and this will be my last video. I'm sorry, this is day 6, final video, day 6. After allowing the plants to be out of the turning off the humidifier, I opened it up, allowed a little bit of ambient air to get in. I went ahead and I shifted this down to 75%. It's 83 in there now because I just took it down. I think the plants are doing very well. I'd like to tomorrow turn off the humidifier in total, but we'll leave them in here, but we'll give them water underneath, and we'll open up the sides a little bit, and we'll see how they do. But basically, come tomorrow, they are going to be off of the humidifier. Hopefully, they're going to be deciding to live, and that's the game. And I just think there that we've made some changes. They are standing up a lot more erect. We're real happy about that. I can't believe it that we actually did it. We have another batch that need to go in. One more batch, so I think we're going to be better on it. I just think there that a watch pot doesn't boil. And I just think the main thing is you got to make sure that the humidity is up in the beginning. Other than that, it's just between the plant and God. That's kind of where it's at right there. Okay, gardeners. Well, it's day 7. We hit day 7 finally. Let's take a look. I've lowered this down. It looks like we have a lot of plants that are still vibrant. A lot of plants are still vibrant. This guy here, I don't know. But it's just time. I think they're still thinking about it. But I think I'm just going to go ahead and leave. They did very well yesterday. And I think I'm just going to leave the humidifier off. And all in all, I think we're in pretty good shape. I think we did all right, guys. I think we did all right. I think there that I was pushing the plants to be healed a little too soon. Even this plant, it's a little heavy, but I think it's staying up. It's still got broad leaves right there. So we'll continue to let it go. I'm going to make sure they have water. There is water in the bottom of the trays, but I'm going to make sure they all do. I think we're in pretty good shape there. So they all have water. So I think we're just going to let them sit there. I think we're going to keep coming back and checking on them. But if they seem to drop off too much, well, I guess I can always turn it on and let them get a little bit of a help. But I think they're done. I think the winners are going to win. I think the losers are going to lose, just like this guy right here. I feel bad for him, but I think he's done. Yeah, he's done. He's it just bent over. It couldn't take it. But for the most part, guys, Delia and I have officially grafted our own tomatoes. And what a savings it is when you're talking these kind of numbers. I think if these guys can make it throughout the day, what we'll do is Delia and I actually have another batch that we have to get grafted. But if we do, and these survive all right through the day, we'll move them out of here, get them over here into this area. I was curious, and for many of you, you may be wondering yourself, but I was curious if some of these might grow back a sucker. And so far, the answer is no. The answer is no. I haven't gotten any suckers out of those. I just need to go ahead and finish doing. I got about 3 or 4 in there, and you know, we got to finish. They were too small the day we went to do this, so I need to finish those up, and we need to go ahead and get the next batch going. But they're going to be inside, so we're going to be in a controlled environment. I'm going to leave this door open. They're going to have their lights. But day 7, I think we're in pretty good shape. They just need the light and they need water. But I'm not going to add any more moisture. We'll check on them later today because I don't want to assume what I'm going to do. But that's the plan of what I want to do. But I think we're in good shape, guys. I think we have both successfully grafted our tomatoes, and now it's a matter of allowing those scions to go ahead and heal. And like even that one looks like the clip is is getting thicker. So yeah, it's very cool. I think we're a successful grafting duo now. Well, here it is, 2 hours later, day 7. I have this open. For the most part, they're doing pretty good. Maybe a few a little weepy, but for the most part, I think they're still right on track. I think that they look pretty darn good. This will be probably their last night in here. It kind of, you know, it'll help hold some moisture in here. Keep the humidity up, not adding any humidity, but just keeping it up. We do have some water down there, and we also have a little water here in our containers. But 2 hours have gone by. I think they're looking pretty snappy all in all. And but tonight I'll go and close this up, and I think, and just let them have a little extra humidity. I might do it this afternoon even. We'll see. But yeah, they're doing pretty good for their first time really getting consistent fresh air. And this is awesome. Day 8. So these... how many we got dead for sure right now, more or less?
30.
30 dead.
Yeah.
And how many did we have planted?
160.
So we're at 81% that we feel pretty good about. Now, that's not a guarantee. And I think, honestly, some of the ones she maybe counted as dead might still recover. We don't know. I tell you, this is the worst looking tray. It was on the bottom, as you recall, on day 2 when we were day 1 after we came back. But I did spritz these guys with a little bit of water to try to, to give them a little bit of relief, because we got to get them off of this. There is no mold on the plant, but there is a little mold on our swizzle sticks, or support sticks, that really don't do anything.
And not many of them.
But not many of them, but there's some. That guy's like, that's a guaranteed. We can take that's a guaranteed dead. That's a guaranteed dead. There's some that are more guaranteed. Then there's some that are kind of questionable. You know, we look at something like this. He isn't dead, but
he's not happy.
He's not that either. So, so anyway, it's a gray zone. But I think we can go ahead and tomorrow we're going to go ahead and begin the next batch. We're going to let these guys stay inside of here. Open to let them kind of recover and that type of thing. But if I could do anything, I think I would be a little bit better at providing more moisture up front and being a little bit more aggressive on a little. If we were up here more often, open and close, open and close, open and close, kind of acclimate them a little bit. But we are going to have tomatoes. This whole flat's scary to me. That's a scary flat. And I mean, we just counted a bunch that were alive, but I'm not saying they are alive. So
these are the two best.
Yeah, those are. And this one flat, I don't really find anything dead. You know.
So those two are the worst flats.
Those are the worst.
These three are pretty good.
Yep, that's the way it is. All in all, I think so. We kind of had the blueprint for the next batch, and I think we're going to be more efficient. But I want to get this video out to you guys. 81% survival as of this time. I feel pretty good about it. That we were hard on ourselves, so I think we're going to be okay. But it's hard to believe we're up mid-70s today, and we're getting ready to get a rain here in another day. So I'm going to go get more topsoil. I did, to give you guys a little bit of an update, to not related, but we went ahead and we picked up some woven ground cover, and we picked that up because of what reason, Delia? What are we going to do with it? What's the number one reason we bought it?
Weeds.
Well, weeds, I know. Come on.
Weeds in the high tunnel, and for the blackberries.
And we're going to plant blackberries. You guys don't know that, but we're going to go ahead, and we've ordered some blackberries, 100 of them, right?
Yes.
100 sets or 100 plugs or whatever they call a blackberry, but we ordered 100 of them. So we're going to put that and try to get that ground worked up, give it a good shot. And the other thing I picked up today was our potatoes. And I know for a lot of you, you've already got your potatoes already in the ground. We could certainly do so ourselves any day now, but I got to get some fertilizer down and get some groundwork. So we're just running a little bit behind. Winter just went away is what happened in the middle of February. So, all right, well, that's our video on our first batch of grafting tomatoes. I hope you enjoyed it. We're learning every day, and if you like these types of videos, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe. We sure appreciate it. Come grow with us.